to another personality profile right here on Christian Trends with me, Etonam. Guess who is our guest today? Now, when you're listening to her songs and you hear 1, 2, 3, then you know you're ready to give Jesus that best dance. She is also the artist of the year. Of course, when it comes to the gospel fraternity, she was the first female to ever win that artist of the year, VGMA, and we're all proud. And I'm sure by now you know who I'm talking about. She's a proud member of the Church of Pentecost. But today, like we always do on Personality Profile, we don't really want to know about all that we know. We want to dive deeper into their lives and get to know them even better. And guess what? She has an upcoming program that we'll definitely talk about. I have with me here Dinah Hamilton. Why are you covering your face?
I'm shy.
Hey, you can't be shy. Have you ever seen a sanguine who is shy?
Well,
I haven't. And I'm sure you're wearing DH by DH.
actually, this one isn't.
Is it?
No.
Whoa.
I think we picked this off the rack somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the moment I saw the
blinks and
yes,
everything,
I
you
know
thought.
DH by DH likes to do that. Anyway, you're
We
welcome
do,
once
don't we?
again.
Thank you so much.
How have
Thank
you been?
Tired.
I can imagine.
Tired, but busy
Yeah.
and loving everything that I'm doing. Yeah.
All right, so this is Personality Profile,
Right.
and we know a lot about you because you tell us a lot about yourself. And so today, also want to know the ones we do not know about.
Okay.
And then after that, we'll talk about, of course, the Awake experience, which will be happening very, very soon. And so let's start with your life as a Christian. I know you were brought up in the Pentecost Mission House, so yeah. But did you have any struggles as a young lady, as a teenager? Let me put it that way.
I don't know about which kind of I think my struggles were the fact that my parents weren't in Ghana. And I found,
Okay.
yes, at the time when I turned 13, my parents were sent to Sierra Leone. And they were there for 6 years.
Ooh.
So when they came back, I was 19, almost
Big girl.
just about exiting the teen.
Yeah.
And so I missed them at the crucial teenage years. I found myself in Morning Star, and not having your parents here to come for PTA meetings, not having your parents come pick you up, not having your parents drop you off and pick you up from school, just not parents being around at the time when I needed them would have been the struggles I had. And the fact that I lived with people, not the best of treatments.
How did that shape you?
Made me stronger. Wasn't palatable when I was going through
We
it.
want to know about it. Maybe there's someone who is watching who is also going through that. So we want to know about it.
So, no, I wasn't beating with a rod or anything.
Okay.
I have to say that I wasn't beaten with a rod. It was just a teenage girl who missed her mother, who missed her father, who would have loved to have her mother here at the time when you needed her the most. At a time when a teenage gets into her period, she needs her mother to say it's okay, to guide her through life. And I wasn't there. They weren't here then.
Yeah.
And the person I lived with was a fresh mother who also, can I even say fresh? Her oldest was maybe 6,
Okay.
I guess. And so she didn't understand what a teenage girl was going through, and so didn't quite handle me well at that time, for lack of a better word. And I found myself amongst girls who had their parents around and they would talk about, and mommy did and mommy that, and I didn't have that. But it made me stronger. It made me trust the God of my father.
How about your siblings? Because I know you had a lot of siblings. Or you were all
Yes,
scattered.
and that's the thing. That's another thing. The fact that we didn't live together. My brother, I lived in Tessano. My brother lived in Cantonments because it was a walking distance from Morning Star. And then I lived in Tessano because the couple I lived with had their kids in Morning Star.
Yeah.
And so then whilst they dropped their kids off, they'll pick me up and drop me off too. Yeah, my sister Victoria was in Koforidia,
Okay.
She did PPS in Koforidua. Eunice lived in Abelempe, and at that time she had finished Morning Star and was in Holy Child. And so we're all over the place. And those behind Sam were in Sierra Leone for I think a year or so, and then my parents brought them down.
Okay.
And they joined us. And usually, if we were going to see each other, I was going to be in Morning Star because we were all in that school, but we lived in different homes. And that was difficult, to see your sibling and not even be able to go home with them.
Yeah.
And the fact that we'll share our experiences emotionally and sometimes tear around it. But like I said, it made us stronger.
Okay, so would you advise the parents to, maybe because of their busy schedule, to leave their child with someone else?
It was the best thing my father did.
Okay.
Was it palatable? Like I said, no, it wasn't. I think as a parent, you have to give your 100% with Jesus in it, and then leave the rest to Him.
Yeah. Someone would have thought, oh no, let me not catch it.
And my father's reason for keeping us in Ghana then was, and the reason why he later brought the other children was schools in Sierra Leone then weren't that great.
Okay.
And the opportunity to come to Morning Star was a golden one.
Yeah.
And so we needed somewhere to stay. We needed someone to look after us. And so they did the best that they could.
Of
yeah.
course.
Yeah.
All right. But would you say that that helped? Because someone would actually say that, you know, because you all lived in different homes, you guys would have been separated. But we watch your videos and we see the bond among your siblings and
Yes.
yourself.
Yes.
How did you guys manage to stay together?
I think, my father was such that whenever, even though he wasn't usually around, whenever he was there, he made it count.
Okay.
You can have a parent who is there but not present. But my father, when he was there, made it count and made sure that we were together. Whenever he came from Sierra Leone, if you invited him to Tepa, you were supposed to take him and his children. It was literally love me, love my dog scenario. He'd come with all of us, and we built that bond. Our morning devotions were beautiful whenever we were together. And when we eventually got together, maybe because we had been so much apart, we were just happy.
Yeah.
And it's been like that. It's been like that.
We love what we see with your siblings, by the way.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
so beautiful.
crazy bunch, isn't it?
In fact, you make a lot of people want to have a
A
lot
lot of children.
so that they will have a lot of siblings, because it's beautiful.
Well, Pisa, which one is my camera again? That one or that one?
This
That one.
one.
FYI.
Tell them.
Let me tell you, it's not great when you're growing up. Okay, I'll take my words back. When there's money, it'll be great.
I know, right? I know, right?
In our case, there wasn't money, so it wasn't great. You had to wait for your sister to finish her dress, grow out of it before you got that. We didn't have a lot of meat on our food because there were a lot of us to share.
I know, right? If it's just one tin of milk, everybody has to take
One teaspoon, and we spread it on the cocoa, and we wait for the cocoa top to dry up so that the milk can nicely spread. You have no idea what I'm talking about, but yes. But when you're grown, it's beautiful.
Beautiful.
With that being said, it's not always rosy. We have our biggest fights.
Of course.
But the thing is, our fights are such that we know it's only a phase. This one too
Yeah.
shall pass.
Yeah.
And we move on. Yeah.
All right, now let's move to your songs. You've always told us that every song has a story behind it. So I'm wondering, your latest song, that is Perfect God, any story behind it, as usual?
Perfect God came. I had that song bang on in the middle of COVID.
Okay.
As a while back. And the time when we're filled with fear and insecurities and not knowing what's going to happen the next minute, who's going to be the next person who's had COVID, or who's the next person who died, or what's the latest news, what the number of deaths. There was too much fear. And so that song that says I have my imperfections and insecurities and things that get me down, it was at that time. And in the middle of that, God said, I'm a perfect God and I love you regardless.
Wow. Were you in Ghana then, or you were
No, I was
over
in
there?
the UK.
Were you scared?
I was scared to my bones. And then I had COVID as well.
Oh, you got
Oh
the
yeah,
virus.
I got the virus. I got it with my husband. And
How about the twins?
they didn't.
Thank God.
They didn't, and we had to. I had it first, but my husband. I didn't think. But my husband didn't think it was, so he slept next to me. Didn't isolate me.
What love can do.
Do you know what I mean? And he was because I think I picked it up on a flight because I had traveled to Ghana, went back, and usually when I travel and I get back, well, actually the night flights, I get back with a cold, strangely. So this one I had the cold, and my husband was like, "Oh, it's one of those your travel colds." But I felt weak and tired, and I thought, "Could this be COVID?" Oh no, it's not. And they were, okay, no damage, quick, no damage. And the next minute, he finished exercising and he felt very tired. He was sleepy. I was like, "Go check." So we put ourselves in the car, went, checked, and I think a day after or two, they brought the results, and myself and him, we had the COVID. It was difficult, especially the fact that we knew we both had it. What's going to happen to the kids? But God was faithful. Yeah.
God was faithful. I like
Yeah.
that. All right, let's talk about the twins. In fact, I love the lady. it's amazing how the lady is like you,
And the
then
guy
the young man is like your
his
husband.
father.
How did they turn up like that?
I have no idea.
Is it that she spent much time with you?
No,
And then the boy also with the
not
dad?
really. It's their
It's
personalities.
just the person. Wow,
Yeah,
it
it's
looks
just.
like photocopy.
I know, but you know what? The girl looks like her father. The boy looks like me.
Yes.
But our characters
Yes.
are swapped. Swapped. Even that. But you know what? The girl, she has her moments. There are days she comes out, and days she can't be bothered. She doesn't want the camera. But Michael doesn't want the camera.
Not at all. So how do you juggle between raising kids, I mean twins? I could imagine when they were younger, what you were going through. Ministry, and then being a nurse as well. You still
Yes,
practice?
I still practice.
So how do you do those three? I mean, as a wife, a mother,
Mother.
a nurse, and then a gospel artist
I
as well.
know. When you say it that way, then it's
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
It is.
It doesn't feel like that though.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like a lot because I wasn't just thrown into it. It came one at a time,
Yeah.
and I was given the grace to basically warm up to every. I was singing, but it hadn't taken off that much. Then I got married. Then I had the chance to get to know my husband for God knows how long before the twins came in, and then I had time to. Well, I didn't have enough time, but then I had the twins, and then ministry also took off after they came. But saying that God has been my help, I've had help from my management. My husband is a good one. The kids are good, and you know, professionally as in nursing, it's coming down a bit because I'm not doing that much hours.
Yeah.
But it's working by the grace of God.
All right. We're in February, in the month of love.
Yeah.
So maybe you want to give some tips out there to the ladies and the gentlemen out there when it comes to love, especially on choosing a partner.
Oh, nobody marries their enemy. And so make sure you marry your friend. Make sure the person you're going in for is somebody you like before you love.
Explain further.
You must like the person as a person.
Yeah.
You must click, and your priorities must be right. Saying that you might not like someone just at a go, and so give yourself the chance to fall in like
Interesting.
with the person.
Okay.
Have you realized that you can meet somebody who gets on your nerves, and then with time you become best friends?
Yes.
And then later you're like, when I met you, you were not nice at all. You're like, yeah, I didn't quite like you then. And so if you hadn't given yourself the chance
Yeah.
to like the person, you wouldn't know. But I think with us or the young ones coming up, because there's fast food, there's Insta this, Insta that, Instagram, Insta live, Insta chocolate, Insta corn, Insta rice. We want Insta love and Insta
Yes.
friends. We want things done like yesterday instead of putting in the effort.
Yeah.
And so when I say marry someone you like, it doesn't mean when you see the guy today and you don't like him, it's a no-no. There's no harm in making the person your friend. And if in the process of making the person your friend, you fall in love, go for it. Have what you know what you want and make sure that they are realistic. Thick, tall, pink lips, curly hair. And then we artist.
I just like what you did. Let's go again.
Thick, tall, pink lips and curly hair. You are
Yes,
not an
any
artist.
curly hair.
Even I haven't seen any curly hair. If you're an artist, you could have drawn the person
Yeah.
yourself. But because you're not an artist, be realistic.
Yeah.
And love the one that God has given you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. So we
You're
know
welcome.
you're a sanguine. We know you love to sing. We know that you're an amazing mother. Is there any hidden talent we don't know about Dinah?
Hidden talents. Hey,
Is there anything?
I'm an open book. I love to cook though.
Okay. Do you get the time to cook?
I get the time. Okay, so let me tell you. I love to cook, but I don't like to cook every day. Does that make sense?
I think so. I think so.
So I could use a whole day or 3 straight days to cook.
Then you need rest after that.
Then I need rest.
It's understandable.
Yeah, so.
Because cooking is very exhausting.
Yes, but then I don't like to cook in smaller quantities. That is why I have the luxury of cooking for a long time.
Okay.
And
Is it a
when
large family effect?
yeah, it's a large family effect.
To tell.
It's a large family effect.
Good
And
job.
then I think God was preparing me for the fact that I'll be on the road. And so I
Yeah.
need to cook for the family. And so I can cook and have enough. Another secret is I'll cook any food and dash. But I can hardly dash my red stew.
Oh, I want your red stew.
I don't give my red stew
Why?
out like that.
It must
Because
be special.
my red stew takes a long time to cook.
Oh.
And my red stew is a very essential commodity in my house. TMFN, are going to make my red stew.
Please, okay, what are the ingredients in there?
You know what? When I say my red stew, I can use a whole day. When sweet peppers, what you call green peppers.
Yes.
My red stew can have about 50% of the red stew as green peppers.
Interesting.
And I can use a whole day just to cook the green pepper to get all the water out. I actually create a paste out of the sweet pepper.
Okay. Then you use that.
Then use that for my stew.
Oh.
I don't want watery red stew.
Yes.
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 And I use a lot of onions. I use
Yeah.
a whole community of onions.
Community alpha.
Because when I'm cooking a bowl of red stew,
You need a lot.
I will need about 2/3
Yeah.
full of onions before it will cook and shrink. And after I've gone through all of that,
It's
and no, Pastor was saying that Jesus will not be happy with you.
Mimi said no. Mimi said that. So that's it. You've gotten to know one thing about Dinah Hamilton. Red stew. And then she's giving us a secret recipe, so you can try that at home. But I'll still come for mine.
You
now
should.
Let's talk about experience. I
Yes.
mean, the awake experience. Just here we are saying moo.
Me.
Moo. Please tell us all about it.
Yes.
3 locations.
3 locations in Ghana and then New Jersey in America. So we finished 10 years last year.
Yes. It was awesome, by
It
the
was
way.
awesome. It was awesome, and we're believing God for even a bigger one. But when we were done, we asked God, what next? And he said, you've dwelt on this mountain for so long. Now break camp and advance. So when you see move, that's what the move is about. It's an instruction from God for us to break camp and advance. And that is how we are expanding and enlarging and just adding on. And God says that his presence will go with us. So come the 16th of February, we're going to experience the move of God in dimensions we've never had before.
Okay. And that's for Accra. The 16th
That's
is
for Accra. 16th of February is the Accra ICGC Christ Temple, 4 p.m.
Same location as last year.
As last year. And then Kumasi is the 23rd, which is a week after Accra, 23rd of February, same location, Church of Pentecost, Bantama. Then Sunyani is the 2nd of March, and that is at the Usbet Hotel Auditorium.
Okay.
And the time is 4 p.m.
All right. And I know you will be there because I will be there myself. Last year I was there. In fact,
I actually saw you in the videos.
Oh,
you were having a good time.
Good time in the presence. It's really an experience. When we say come for this experience, it's really an experience you have in the presence of God. And we thank you that you always avail yourself. Thank you so much for coming on.
Tickets.
Oh, yes. How did I forget? Please.
Tickets and ticket outlets.
Yes.
So tickets, standard, double, VIP, family of 5, and the premium ticket. I think those that get the premium know that when you come and you get the premium, you have the premium seats, and you use the front row, you get designated parking, you get the meet and greet after the event. And then the standard, the double, the VIP, and the family of 5, you will get that by dialing *725 *8080 hash, *725 *8080 hash. And the premium ticket, which is a special ticket, you get that by dialing 054 690 7473, 054 690 7473. We also have ticket outlets. Cantonment Shell, that's in Sudan, Suman Shell, Bachona Total, Airport Shell, which is the Airport Shell, obviously Airport Shell, and then Tema Community 8 and 11 Shell. And ICGC Christ Temple also has some tickets.
All right.
So let's meet.
Okay, let me add this. She didn't add it to it. When you buy the premium tickets, that's your own way of saying that we are supporting the Dinah Hamilton Foundation. So please buy more of the premium tickets.
Yes.
And let's see you on the 16th of February right here in Accra. You don't want to miss it at all. Thank you so much, Auntie Dinah,
Thank you so much, Etonam, for having me.
We look forward to February 16th.
Yes. A big thank you to my sponsors too.
Yes.
Awake Purified Drinking Water, Enterprise Life, Zoom Lion, DH by DH, Property Electronics, Ericos, Preface, Ghana Limited, We Too Seafoods. We say a big thank you to you all. Thank you.
All right, thank you too. So guys, this has been Personality Profile with Dinah Hamilton right here on Christian Trends with myself, Etonam. Now let me take you back to the studio.